So yesterday when this was cutting in and out, I thought it was my battery that was stuffed and not being able to deliver the amperage, but it turned out to be the speed controller was cutting in and out. I've actually never had one that was on or off. They normally work or they don't work. So I'll be throwing that one in the bin. At least I'll be able to get rid of this stupid switch too. I hate switches on speed controllers. You plug it in, throw the boat in the water, then you forget you've turned the switch on. So this one actually destroyed my battery anyway, because the low voltage wasn't cutting in because it wasn't sensing the right voltage of the fully charged battery. So we can't be friends anyway, so he has to go. I'm going to put something like this one in there. She's bigger. I don't think it's going to fit in the hole there and underneath the cover, but I don't think I'm going to worry too much about it now. I might just leave it exposed. So what? It's starting to not look original anyway, so I might even end up making this thing my rescue boat and make some kind of frame to on the front there to scoop the boats up. Well, that was deceiving. She fit in there perfectly. Seemed like it was so much bigger than that thing there, but it's just yeah, you don't really notice how wide the thing is. You're just looking at the cooler on the top. So that's going to work out nicely. So here it is, pulled apart again. I've had it apart that many times in this build, it's not funny. This is a 10 blade fan, although I've got no issues with performance. I've ordered a 14 blade because they sound about 1,000,000 times better, and it will go better. I'm also reducing the kV. I've tried this race motor in there, and it's just, I don't need it. It's just drawing heaps of amps, and I can't, I just can't use half the throttle. So that was the 3200 kV, the car motor. So I'm just going to pull it back to this Triple S 2200 kV. It's a little bit, is it shorter? Oh no, it's the same. Okay, it's a 4074. Yeah, I had a 1300 to start with on 6S. I could drive it flat out, no problem. 3200 can't even get close to that. So we're going in between the 2200. It should be able to, I guess I'll be able to drive it flat out, but it won't have much more that I'd be able to let the hull could handle. It's just a Triple S. It's not, it's on the same quality as a Leopard brand, I guess. They're all just imitations of the TPs. They're just made with cheaper parts and they're mass produced rather than handmade. They do draw less amps and they do have less power than the TPs, but I really don't need that for this. I'm just turning a fan, so, and obviously it's a lot cheaper as well, so I'll just chuck that in there. I noticed the bouncing yesterday still did happen. The boat didn't flip over with my outriggers, so that was cool. I'm going to try just putting it up the front more now. So it would just get to a point, I don't know what the speed was, but it was just like clockwork. As soon as it got to a certain speed, it would just start bouncing, and if I kept on the throttle, the nose would just porpoise in. So maybe if I have it near the front there, who knows, maybe when it goes down, it may not go down as far. So I'm going to try that. I've just converted these holes over to nutserts, where it makes its own thread in there, so I no longer have to spend 15 minutes mucking around with the spanner underneath there holding the nut. I'm going to program my ESC more for runtime than anything. I normally don't do anything, they're just plug and play when I put them in a normal boat, but for now I will do this one. So all you do is just plug it into your box and put any voltage battery you want on the main power. It lights up. Item 1 is forward only. I actually want to change that to reverse, and that's the other reason I'm doing this value. So save that. So I want to be able to back out if I go into weeds or whatever. So item next one is, what have we got? Clockwise rotation. We want that. Just leave that the same. The next one, item 3 on 5 is low voltage protection 3.2, that's perfect. Number 4 is your start mode, your punch. I'm just going to pull that up. I normally don't like it high on a boat, but this is better to have it on high, just because it's just a fan. So we're going to go save. You can see how often I use these boxes. So item, the last one is your timing. So they set these on 15 for us from the factory. I'm going to pull that back. What do we got here? 7, 8, 9 to 7.5, which is number 3. It's a dewind motor. That will give me more run time, reduce temps, although temps are not an issue at all in this, but it'll it's just not needed. You don't need that high timing, especially just pushing a fan. So that's what I've got there, so that should be it. Okay, and this can all just be done by the radio controller, of course. You don't actually need to buy one of these boxes to do all this. It's got to listen to the beeps. Okay, so change of plans. I was trying to figure out how I could mount this, like on the front here, over the battery cover there, without you know, drilling any holes in it and ruining it. I've just given up on that just for now. Maybe if I can buy another one of these as a spare part, then I'll cut some holes in it, or put some holes in it and put some cable ties around it. Or, you know, the other option is to make something. But instead of doing that, because it's such a nice day, I just want to get out there. So I'm just going to put this spoiler on the front. I had it on the back here. I don't think the boat's going fast enough for that to be lifting the front up when it's at the back, but who knows, it's worth a try. And the other thing I've done is just left that cover off, this off here, off the middle there. I'm just sick of just pulling it off and putting it back on, and it's just got stainless steel bolts going into plastic threads, and you know, you only get so many chances of that. So that's all waterproof anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm going to give this a try at the lake with the 2200 kV motor. That's more the thing that I want to test on 6S, and just make sure everything runs okay. I might as well show programming the throttle of the new speed controller while we're at it. So turn that on. I've just got the switch to make things easier, so I'm going to hold that flat out and I'm going to turn that on. There we go. Wait for some beeps. 2 beeps. Let go of the throttle like I just did, and that did 6 beeps for 6S throttle battery, and it should just work. Now I need to know if it's spinning the right way, and it's not. So I'm just going to swap any 2 of these wires around here to make it spin the other way. Okay, so I just swap 2 wires around here. She's definitely blowing air now. Wow, I've got plenty of kick, and I've put it at the fast takeoff, so you just touch the throttle and it's real aggressive, which is probably not what you want with a prop boat, or it's definitely not what you want, but this for sure should be more fun. Okay, gonna see if moving the wing from the back to the front made any difference with the bouncing. And we're here to test out this new motor as well. New motor's good. Get her up to some speed. It's actually not easy to drive straight, this stupid thing, with all this power. Try and take off slower. Can't believe it, but that wing actually, even at that slow speed, is pushing the nose down too much. So it's making it do that, it's turning. So she ain't bouncing now, but it created a new problem. Would have thought you'd have to go faster than that to see a difference in that. Okay, so I did give it more angle by putting a spacer in the back there. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I can pull that out, but I can't do it now because I didn't bring any tools. Yeah, definitely running wetter. Yeah, see, it's pushing down. Well, it has let me use more throttle, or keep it on for longer. It's weird that it's bouncing, but it's bouncing in a different way. Before the nose was like porpoising, like straight down.